Okay, so a short video. What do I have up here? Deflection is the killer. Shear is the killer. None of these and no failure. Okay, let's jump down to here. Down here we have what I created. Oh, let me jump in this. Okay, so down here I created a little profile. It's kind of interesting. I created it some time ago. I loaded it in a private room. But the subsidence, this is what the wavy action looks like, trying to make you think that, I understand water. Elevation change, and how I can get the deck to deflect if I can get these columns and the pier caps, these piers and the pier cap, along with this column to pull down, if I can get this to subside, to go down, to drop. And that would pull on the top deck, causing a deflection. But there's nothing that indicates that in the ground floor. Nothing to indicate that. This is just the deflective area I'm showing between the wall and column area. And right here is where I theorized stirrups would work nice, and etc. Let you take a glean at that. Okay. We'll pass on that. We'll go to the next one. Now the next one I put into the room, I think the private room, a version of it. This is the BMA I have out here. This is like a triangle array, meaning it's like shaped like a triangle. They're not equal sides though. Not being of equal sides, it leaves something like this to transfer the forces back to the columns, the shear heads, column heads. Up here though, where I talk about the offset, it's not offset in my sketch here. This is not the scale. But the acceptable column offset is 10 degrees. But we don't have that here. That would be something like, like that. But at this point is where the column should be. The next column is up here around 50 degrees, which is here. And if I do that, you'll see it's like that. And they have reinforcement going in that direction back to that column head. And they have some going, in that path going back to that column head down at the bottom. Oh, wait a minute. No, they don't. No, they don't. They have the reinforcement going this way, all the way across. So pretending like this is the column head here, we're missing it. We're missing it by a significant amount, aren't we? It goes right on past it, but it lands on this column over here. Oh, wait a minute. There's no column there. The next column is up here, forward of this one, but up here just a bit. So it misses it also. So the reinforcement is going that direction, and it's designed as such that it's got to have reinforcement going this direction to grab hold of the column head. That's way off. It's over and off, so it's over here. So it's got to grab it laterally as opposed to just in line with the steel. Not very effective, is it? We don't design beams that way to grab the reinforced laterally. That's not very effective, especially if you know the direction of the stress is this direction. But make this grid, and it's designed to, because that's the way it's done, but yet in a theoretical model, we draw this. Well, if you would draw that saying the force is going that way, well, then wouldn't it make sense to have a column there and actually try to grab it? Well, you're saying something's there, or reinforce the center so it's so rigid that it would grab out. Interesting little detail that I proposed that would be made up of some type of capture system with hooks that would go back to the columns. But that's not done. That's not done. Well, what's over here? Notification of all renters. If they're doing repairs there, that you must be notified, must be published. And you get to walk away. I said no deck to build, no deck to building, and to building without expansion joints, right? Reduce PSI, GMP forces, and upper dot. Okay, we'll just leave that alone. But the next one. Not recognizing excess dead loads. Excess dead loads. Dead loading with vehicles. Interesting, right? We talked about that, the charging of it too, the brake charging. 30 years down to every 2 years. Treat it like a bridge. Treat these upper decks with cars on them like a bridge. as decks or bridges. Treat them that way. Reduce load capacity when you have to do repairs, or if you're not willing to bet your life on it, then don't bet your other people's lives on it. So, shut down the structure and stop, stating that it was that you were forced to do it because the functional use, the people wanted to use it still. If they didn't want to use it, the deck might still be standing. That failure and cracks we have car loading over there. We have car loading at this failure over here. The car loading is right about here in the planter box, but the car loading is an excessive load. Retrofit should be only exposed steel, not drop slab details, drop panels. They should all be exposed steel, period. That's some formula. You don't have to worry about that. This is deflection. Single, maybe. This is a question mark right there. That's a question mark. It's not a number 2. It's a question mark. That it might only, in this direction, sharing of 2 sides. What happens when the steel is sharing 2 sides and you're dividing this up? Is the steel being stressed 2 directions? Question mark. Question mark. Is that steel being stressed in 2 directions, but because the steel this direction captures it, right? It stops that stress. See it right here, how I do this triangle thing. It looks like stair step. Like that. And because if you can visualize it, then it works its way back. It just has a center load also. And hold on, let me grab something for you, thought-wise. Okay, I'm just reading my board here. It says dead load behavior ×2 versions. So I've got multiple versions. No BMA. And I said tension zone of largest span. Here is interesting. I said maybe this load path. I'm saying that maybe that's the way it's being stressed. And incidentally, over here, that's what it appears like. It's being stressed in that direction. And also, I guess it would be that direction also. But it's more following this deflection than just this way. And yet it does also have a break in the deck there. I'm going to keep this video short. I just want to show you what I'm working on, and that way you can be up to speed for the next video, next content. We shall see.